I've mentioned it before, but don't mention it often because I'm usually talking about other things. But you know my age by now, and in case you didn't know, I am an avid gamer.
Yeah, baby.
And what I want to talk about today is one simple question: to own or not to own? Is it mine or is it theirs? Let's talk about it. So I am what I call, and yes, I call myself this. You know the term OG? Well, I am an OMG, old man gamer.
Oh boy.
I've probably been gaming since, okay, and I became a hardcore PC gamer about 7, 8 years ago. I played all the consoles going back to the up to the PS3 and the end of its life cycle. And that's when I hopped and switched to PC. Being a PC gamer is fun, it's great. The I guess the only downside to it is you don't do a ton of physical media.
That can be harmful.
Back when PC gaming was done way back when, you got a lot of disk that you downloaded to your hard drive, blah blah blah. But now most purchases are made through companies like Steam and the like. You're getting digital downloads, and they cost, of course, they cost money.
Shut up and take my money.
But the question is, do you truly own that game? And here recently, there has been more of a uptick in the debate, the discussion about consumer rights. Now, right now, there is a thing going on between two, I guess, adversarial sides. One is called Stop Killing Games, and the other one is ironically named Pirate Software. Now, what Stop Killing Games is asserting is this. Let's see it for ourselves. Here we have Stop Killing Games is an initiative that prohibits game companies from abruptly and maliciously shutting down games even after they cross their end of life stage.
Like, I'm really down for that.
In case people who don't know, people who are non gamers or those who strictly buy physical media, it's like this. When you buy in the digital space, that company, as you can tell, obviously still has the right to shut down the game that you purchased.
What?
They can essentially take it out of that library for not only the player, but from the store you bought it from as well. It is that simple.
Wow, that's crazy.
There are a lot of things that may go on behind the scenes that may make that happen. I know for myself, one of the first games I got on PC that I downloaded from a digital store were the Transformer games, The War for Cybertron and The Fall of Cybertron. And for whatever reason, whatever happened behind the scenes, whatever license agreement fell apart or expired, I was told that, hey, this game can no longer be purchased, but since I did buy it, I keep it. It's on my hard drive. It is yours. Great. That's fine. But a lot of times you do have these companies, the Ubisofts, the Naughty Dogs, whomever name you can choose, they have not only the ability, but the unknown to you right to alter that game and to even take that game from you, to shut that game down. Now, there's a back and forth, as I mentioned, between Stop Killing Game and Pirate Software. As you can see in the rest of this post, while most people support the movement, Pirate Software took a vocal disliking to it, causing immense backlash. You can, as you can see, go look this story up for yourself because the details of this particular situation aren't my concern. I'm addressing the overall issue. And that overall issue is if I bought it, I should keep it. I own it.
You're damn right.
But the motto of a lot of these video game companies is you'll own nothing and like it. What we, the consumer, are figuring out is this. As you can see in California, California has enacted a new law, Assembly Bill 2426, that mandates clearer disclosures for online purchases of digital goods, including video games. This law aims to address the fact that many digital purchases, particularly of games, are actually licenses with limited or revocable access rather than full ownership. What they're saying is what I said a moment ago. These game companies have the right to take back your game and shut you out. And digital games aren't any cheaper than the physical ones. They're 60, 80 bucks. 60 to 80 bucks for a digital game. And then one day you can literally wake up, go to your PC, and it is no longer there.
What the hell is even that?
Video game companies claim they shut it down as I mentioned earlier, it reached its end of life cycle.
Huh?
I understand that. They talk about how much money it takes to keep a server online to play a game. I understand that too. But then too, it is a problem that they created.
Exactly.
Why do I need to be online and linked to your server to play a single player game? They set it up like that to keep access. They'll say it's so we can keep your game updated. You can get our new patches if something goes wrong or if there's a glitch in the game that we found. I understand that too. But as a consumer, I also know that I can download that whenever I want to and have it sitting there when I'm ready to upload it. I don't need to give you constant access to that.
No. He's got a point.
At all. I don't need to. I should not need to be constantly online to play a single player game. Now, what Stop Killing Games is saying, they're not telling the companies to keep a server up at all times. What they are instead saying is you should make your game with an optional offline mode. And it's easy to do. Check this out. I play fighting games a lot. And when I play fighting games, I go inside the menu and I have the option of offline, online. If I want to have somebody come join the game randomly, I go online. If I just want to play it locally here in my home, offline.
Hey, look, man, you don't have to do this. Look, this ain't exactly the Mississippi. I'm on one side, see? I'm on the other side. I'm on the East Bank. I'm on the West Bank. It is not that critical.
They speak as if this can't be done. That's the lie that a lot of these big money companies will tell you. Oh, it can't be done. It's been being done for years. They'll also tell you that, well, it has to stay on a server and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's a bit of a misnomer as well, because there are ways and there are video game companies that when they shut down a game, they have given the code or the ability to other players to start their own private servers to keep the game going.
Wow, okay.
As you can see right here, many games allow players to host private servers, offering greater and customization of the gaming experience. Some popular examples: Minecraft. We all know how popular Minecraft is. Rust, Ark Survival Ascended, and Power World. Other games like Terraria, DayZ, Conan Exiles, and 7 Days to Die, which is one I play a lot, offer this capability. So it's not like it can't be done. Those are some very, very, very big, popular, very widely playing games by a lot of people. But those at the top, the powers that be, the big names, the ones I mentioned previously, They don't want to give that to you because it limits, I believe, their monetization. It limits how much money they can make off of it. What they would rather do is shut down the version that you have to make you buy the new version that's about to come out.
Yeah.
Much like, y'all remember that thing that Apple got sued for and had to pay a lot of money on, and admit how they were updating and screwing up their old phones to make you go buy the new phones? You know, yes, Apple faced multiple lawsuits and legal settlements over claims that they intentionally slowed down their older iPhone models through software updates.
What the hell did you just say?
Apple stated that the slowdowns were to manage battery performance and extend the lifespans of older devices while with degraded batteries.
Stop. You capping right there, bro.
However, critics argued it was a tactic to push users towards newer models.
That was it. That's it.
So the electronics industry is not new to this. It's just now, as time progresses, you have more consumers that won't accept or tolerate this bullshit.
That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
So it goes back to the original question. Do I own or do I not own? It gets technical for a lot of people out there. And you'll have a lot of people that are on the side of the corporations and the corporations themselves that will throw out a lot of big words and jargons, and they'll throw out all the things. Oh, it's too expensive. And their favorite excuse,
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
because if you let them tell it, if you listen to them, they'll say, well, we can't monitor or moderate what's being said and done on private servers. They're giving access to your defenseless children.
Get the fuck out of here.
If you see the track record, it's not like they're doing a whole hell of a lot to stop bad things from happening to kids on there right now. Secondly, I dare venture that most of these games, I know specifically things like 7 Days to Die, are rated for a more mature gaming audience. Kids shouldn't be playing these games anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But for the ones that do, for the games that are accessible to all, the ones rated E for everyone, the companies will often say, well, it's our duty and we can't do that if we let people do private servers. And I ask you this, how many issues have y'all heard about coming out of private servers?
0, not even a 1.
I'm willing to bet that a vast majority of you listening to me, listening to this issue probably for the first time, didn't know that was an option. And if you didn't know it was an option, that means you didn't know it was a problem. Because if it was a problem, you would have heard about it on all the mainstream media sites. Oh, they would have covered this post haste. We've got to stop these private servers. Yeah, if it was an issue, oh, they'd be screaming that from the mountaintops.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
But it's not. Because as much as the big bad bullies who want you to believe, toxic gaming isn't as widely spread as they would have you to believe. Of course there are assholes online. Whether it's video gaming, social media, blog post, some people may call me one. But I guarantee you that it's a minority, a handful, a small sect in the broader scope. But what these video game companies are telling you is, we want you to own nothing and like it. We want you to give us your 60 to 80 bucks and you still have no true right to that game.
You done lost your damn mind.
That for any reason and at any time, we can take that from you. Now, for people who may not understand the way that offends us, the gaming community, let me put it in something that everyone can understand. Let's take your car.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that.
From Tesla to Toyota. Let's say that you go to your car lot. You get your car, you pay for your car. I mean, you pay for your car. The car is yours. That car is paid off. 5-6 years, they stopped making that car. I can attest to that. 2 of my favorite cars, Chrysler Crossfire and the Aspen. But they stopped making the Chrysler Aspen and the Crossfire. Well, since they stopped making them, does that give Chrysler the right to come to my home, come in my driveway and take it?
Hell Hell no.
Well, it's reached the end of life cycle. Look at all the classic cars you may see at shows or even on the road. Should those companies be allowed to come and take it?
Hell no. To the no, no, no.
Since they are no longer being made, since they've reached the end of their cycle.
I got this. That's mine. That's mine.
You're going to resoundingly say,
Fuck no.
and understandably so, because you paid for that. You bought that. That belongs to you.
You're goddamn right.
That's it. But these electronic companies, these gaming companies want you to pay full price and never truly own it.
That's just not right. That's messed up.
And if that's what they want to do, then cool. Much like that law in California, I am 100% behind it. Let me know up front. I'm not buying a game. I am buying a license, essentially a long-term rental.
And that's it.
That's what I'm doing. But if that's the case, then I need rental prices.
That's right.
Because when I rent stuff from Blockbuster Video, when I rent from Redbox, hell, even when I need to lease a car, those prices are far cheaper than if I'm buying that same product.
True that. True that.
You see, a leasing note is way cheaper than a car note when you're buying the vehicle, because that leasing note is just what it is. It's a lease. It's not yours. You're just using it for a little while. Same thing with rentals. So I say this to the companies. If you want to charge, or if you want to keep your rights, if you want to be able to take it back and do with it whatever you want, I am cool with this. I don't have to like it, but I can be cool with it as long as you charge accordingly.
Yes, sir.
Don't charge me full price for half-ass.
Preach.
If I can only half-ass keep it, then y'all taking half-ass my money. It really is that simple. Do I own it or do I not?
You must choose. But choose wisely.
And if I'm not going to have full access or full rights to it, then you don't get full access and full rights to a full amount.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
That's all I have to say on this edition of Free Mind Thinkers. If you like what you heard, click that like button. If you want to hear more, hit that like and subscribe. You know how we get down. And most importantly, as I always ask, leave a comment and let's talk about it. Share me out there, love me or hate me, agree or disagree. Let's get a conversation going, because that is the most important thing. And as always, we here at Free Mind Thinkers encourage you. Stand up, stand out, think differently, and I will holler.